Growing up, the Easter holiday was always an enjoyable time because of the Easter egg hunt. In fact, whenever I was a younger child, one year while we were hunting Easter eggs, there were some eggs that were found from the previous year that were never collected. So what you had is you had a series of eggs that had been there for an entire year that had become rotten on the inside. But to the untrained eye, when you're looking at the old egg from the new egg, you couldn't tell the difference between a good egg or the bad egg. In fact, there were some pranks that were pulled on people to get them to break open one of those bad eggs for that putrid, rotten smell to overwhelm them and for the prankster to get some good laughs. Well, I think about that story because unfortunately there are times in the world around us where there are people that claim to be Christians or they claim to be right with God, but really they're just putting on a show on the outside. And it can be hard for us in the spiritual walk to be able to tell the good eggs from the bad eggs spiritually. Well, in Mark chapter 7, in my daily Bible reading, Jesus is encountering some of the religious leaders that are complaining and they're taking issue with Christ because he and his disciples are not following the traditions and the practices and the outward actions that the Jewish people had come to expect. And Jesus gives them a little bit of a teaching here in Mark chapter 7, and he gives them this principle that you might hear of that goes like this: what is in the well comes out in the bucket. What that kind of encapsulates is that whatever's on the inside of you is going to come out on the outside of you. We need to be more concerned about our spiritual health because what is in the well is going to come out in the bucket. In fact, Jesus said this even before that saying came to be in Mark chapter 7 when he says up there in verse 18, he says, "Then are you also without understanding? Do you not see that whatever goes into a person from the outside cannot defile him?" So he's talking about these traditions and saying it's not about how you dress. It's not necessarily about your speech. It's not necessarily about what you look like in front of other people. And he goes on in verse 20 and he says, and he said, what comes out of a person is what defiles him. For from within, out of the heart of man, come evil thoughts, sexual immorality, theft, murder, adultery, coveting, wickedness, deceit, sensuality, envy, slander, pride, foolishness. All these evil things come from within, and they defile a person. What Jesus is saying is it really doesn't matter as much as what you look on the outside as much as what you look on the inside. People come to church all the time and they look the part and they act the part and they talk the part, but inside their hearts are rotten. And I want to encourage you as you are watching this, wherever it might be and whenever I might be finding you, but ask yourself, is my heart rotten or is my heart good? It's not a matter of what you look like on the outside. It's not a matter about the show that you put on. It's not a matter about the presentation that you put on before other people. It's a matter of what are you on the inside. I'm afraid that we have so many people running around this world today that look like they're good on the outside, but inside they're rotten. Don't be one of those Easter eggs. Don't be one of those people that go around worried about the outward appearance and neglecting the inward appearance. That's why I've been encouraging you during this time that we've been coming together on these videos to guard your spiritual health. Guard the things that truly matter. Make sure that you are guarding your heart because Jesus is looking at your heart, and your heart will make a difference for an eternity. So, are you rotten or are you healthy on the inside? Father, I thank you for these people. And God, I thank you for this time that you give us in your word. And God, I pray that we might take your word to heart. And God, we might apply your word to our daily lives. God, I pray for these individuals. They might not be worried about the outward appearance. They may not be worried about only the externals. Oh, but God, may they understand. And may they guard. And may they work. And may they pursue the condition of the heart that brings glory and honor to you. God, be with them today. God, bless them today. And God, be with our country, the sicknesses, all those things that are taking place. And God, may you receive the glory from our lives today. We ask all these things in your Son's name. Amen. I love you. I'm praying for you. Please let me know if there's any way that I can better serve you as your pastor. And God bless.